Bonjour, bonjour. Well done if you have been doing your French. I'm really, really impressed. Really proud of you. Je suis fière de vous. In this lesson, you've got a couple of options. So if you feel like you've worked very, very hard and you've spent a lot of time doing this, just take the easy route. It's fine by me. Here we go. You will need the last slide on here probably, unless you want to work on a whiteboard. Okay. So once you've closed this video, you can go and play these games just to practice countries and languages. There's only a few words there, really, about 12 words to practice. But I do want us to practice some numbers. Oh, I'm in the way of the picture. This is a beautiful picture by Matisse, who you're going to learn about next week. How many frondes have we got? Seaweed. How many frondes have we got? We've got to put a number in that line gap. Il y a, that means there is or there are. Il y a, how many frondes? I think I counted 20. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Return. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. A few behind me. 18, 19, 20. So I'm going to put in 20. Hopefully. 20. Il y a 20 frondes. Now we're just going to practice how we make that plural in a little bit. So let's have a little look at all the different shapes this artist Matisse used. And this is the worksheet at the end, or you can do it, you can write them out as sentences. Count up how many shapes there are and put the number just where it's underlined. First one's done for you. Il y a 10 losanges. So there's 10 diamonds. Il y a combien? How many? Il y a fleurs. How many flowers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got to remember how to write 5. So on the next slide to help you is the answers. I will make sure that I put the numbers in. I thought I had. Okay. After that, you could design a drapeau or a tableau. So a drapeau is flag, or tableau is a painting. And you've got that E-A-U at the end, U-A-E. Lots of letters just to say, oh, drapeau, tableau. You have a go. Drapeau, tableau. Très bien. These are some other of Matisse's tableaux. And you could do yourself something like that. He did it by cutting out the shapes, which I think is a lot of fun, doing collage and cutting and sticking with different colours if you've got that. I did one which I thought would be a bit of a mix of a drapeau tableau. It's not very good. Do you want to see it? Here we are. Based on le drapeau italien. I've got a fronde, a seaweed, une spirale, des rectangles. How many rectangles have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I suppose if you count the rectangles in the flags, I've got 7 rectangles. I've designed my little flag, and just around it, I've put a few words to say what's on there. Spirale, fronde, vert, violet. And if you're wondering, well, where will I find these words? They're at the end of the presentation in a sheet. The next option means that you have to practice your plurals a little bit, and that's really important. So let's have a look at how we make plurals. Well, it's no good me being here, is it? That's right in the way. Plural is more than one. And in English, generally we add an S, and it's the same in French. Generally we add an S. So up here again, we've got the word fleur. So that's a flower. And if I want to say flowers, I put an S on the end. Fleur. Aha. Don't say the S. Let's try it again. Fleur, one flower. Fleur, 2 flowers, or 3 flowers, or lots of flowers. The difference is when you have words like our drapeau and tableau, you don't put an S on the end. You put an X Thanks, French. So we've got drapeau, and do you know what's easy? Doesn't change how you say it. Drapeau. You're going to pause me now because I'm going to go through these words. So I'll tell you when to pause me. You're going to write them out maybe on your whiteboard. Coquille, rectangle, fronde, tableau, spirale, croix, carré, oiseau, cœur, poisson. And I've given you a big clue because the ones that I've underlined are the exceptions. You don't add S, you do something different to them. Okay? Pause me now so that you can have a go because I'm going to reveal the answers now. So, plural of cookie, which is shell, is coquille. Did you add an S? Brilliant. Rectangle, rectangle. Fronde, fronde. You notice I'm not saying the S, but it is there. Tableau. I've underlined that to help you. It's our EAU ending, so it's tableau. And then spirale. Spirale, thank you. Croix already ends in an X. What are we going to do with that? Croix, which means a cross, croix. It stays the same, croix. Now we've got the word for square, carré, carré. I'm in the wrong place again. Carré. What about oiseau? For bird, oiseau. You've spotted it's an exception. Oiseau with the X. Cœur for heart. Cœur. Cœur. Très bien. And poisson. Fish, poisson. Poisson. Super. Have a little look. Did you manage to remember the ones with the EAU? That O ending. Tableau, oiseau. Super. So if you think you would like to do a little bit more, than just this would be brilliant, to be honest. But if you think, yeah, I can do a little bit more, I want to practice a few plurals. If you've got plural things, you could put them in a sentence when you're describing your flag. Now you must remember, if you've gone to plural, from one flower to two flowers, une fleur, deux fleurs, one flag, three flags, un drapeau, trois drapeaux, you don't need to keep the une or the un, because that just means a. So just do be careful of that. Okay, let's go. Let's have a look. Sur mon drapeau, I'm going to do a little sentence. So on my flag, if you're doing it like a flag, or if you decide I'm just doing like a picture, sur mon tableau, il y a. Choose a number of whatever it is you've got. And in this version, I'm just doing rectangle shapes. So I'm deciding whether I've got one or lots of rectangles, basically. And my sentence is, sur mon tableau, il y a 11 rectangles. Très bien. Sur mon tableau, il y a 11 rectangles. And I've got the S on there for the plural. Super. That's quite easy. So you just go from this box, choose an option, choose this, choose whether you're dealing with singular or plural, and then choose your shape. I'll add in a couple of other shapes there, but just easy ones. Option 2. Here, a few more complex plurals coming through, but the same idea. What would this sentence look like? Sur mon tableau, il y a 11 rectangles. That's our simple version. And then sur mon tableau, il y a 11 rectangles et 2 cœurs et une spirale. Well, I'll add those in. So we've got 2 hearts and a spiral on there as well. So that is just practicing our plurals with a few more abstract shapes, really. Next option. Here we go. I like this one with all the different shapes. And the only thing that is more complex here is lots of different kinds of plurals, like oiseau, for example. Sur mon drapeau, il y a 3 carrés. I've got 3 squares there somewhere. Un cheval. You see the horse? Une spirale. Sort of wiggly spiral coming across. Deux poissons. I think those are 2 fish to the side. Deux oiseaux. Et 10 frondes. And 10 seaweeds. I think you could do that. I think you could design me a flag or a picture with some of kind of Matisse's shapes if you wanted to make it interesting, and a little description. Level 3. Ooh, this is if you want to add a lot of interest, and that is adding colours as adjectives. And I've just put a reminder here, if you're describing plural nouns, so you're just saying you've got 6, how many have we got here? How many frondes? Well, we've got 3 pink ones. How many? 3 frondes roses. I want to say they're pink. I've remembered to put the pink after the noun. 3 frondes roses. I'm going to spell it. I'm going to add an S because we're dealing with plural. It is a little bit trickier, but I know some of you will want to stretch yourselves. With this group of adjectives down here, brun, vert, bleu, noir, you add your S and an E if you've been dealing with feminine nouns, if you've been dealing with une nouns. Look at what that looks like. Sur mon drapeau, il y a 53 carrés et 10 frondes. It's a fairly simple version. Sur mon drapeau, il y a 53 carrés noirs. I can't do that coming up. 53 carrés noirs et 4 frondes rouges. Just added an S to rouge. That's that one above my head now. Il y a 3 frondes bleues. So bleu is in this group below me. So if we're dealing with plural, it needs an S. And because fronde is feminine, we need the ES. Et 3 frondes roses. And if you're thinking, well, how on earth will I know if it's feminine or not? It's all here for you. Okay? And there's the worksheets for you to fill in from earlier. Amusez-vous bien. I look forward to seeing some of your designs. And next week, you're just finding out a little bit about Matisse, who did these beautiful pictures. Au revoir. Au revoir.